of the worker. Personalism. What is personalism? It's a term that comes from some of the French philosophers of the 1920s, teens. Acting in small ways in one's daily life, to take responsibility, to respect the free will of others. And the actions should always be directed toward the common good. Also, being true to oneself, very, very, very crucial. And personalism is the antidote to the state system. The solution to the long loneliness is found in community. That's a very famous quote of Dorothy's. Don't use money to make money. Usury is clearly forbidden in the Old Testament. 3 times, I think it is. Violence begets violence. Goodness begets goodness. We teach love by loving, by being an example. Our goals are lofty. We fail daily. And we are always given another chance. We must love the enemy and counter the fear of others. Our greatest strength and our gift is in diversity. We can't always choose who we will live with. Very important concept. Be honest with the struggle. Never forget the power of faith. And we're called to be the suffering servant. And these are radical concepts in our capitalist, rugged individualist culture and system. We are taught to strive, to be a sense of the other, and to take care of ourselves. This is my radical view of the capitalist system. Sabbath economics talks about God giving us enough. There are enough resources for us to share. The issue at hand is to curb our appetite, to curb our greed. If we share, there are enough resources. And I think that the capitalist system turns that on its head. It creates shortage. It creates a sense of shortage. And then we are told to consume as much as we can. Enough is never enough. And so the Catholic worker movement, brings to us an entirely different model of loving one another, sharing, having faith that God will provide. And the Catholic worker movement was very precarious early on in its history. And it relied solely on donations. And to put oneself in that position of begging is all part of what we have to learn. And Dorothy said, if God wants it to continue, it will. And so we are coming up upon the 80th anniversary of the movement. And I think the reason it's been able to survive so well is because of the basic tenets of prayer, hospitality, and resistance. Resistance to unjust laws, resistance to corrupt systems. This questioning of principalities and powers, not necessarily questioning and condemning people, but principalities and powers and systems. And so the Catholic worker model gives us a way to approach that. And it's hectic, it's chaotic, it's not easy, it's a daily struggle. But I would encourage you to do the research, www.catholicworker.org, get more information. We always need volunteers at all the different houses. You have Frank in Des Moines, you have Cedar Rapids Catholic Worker House, which I spoke to the person who lives and works there now, tonight. There are differences in philosophies, but there are some very basic tenets that we hope that are adhered to. But there is nobody going around checking up to see who's practicing what and how. And that's the aspect of anarchy, the anarchism of bringing your own talents to the group, the common good, being served through your own skills. And then you complement each other. We all come with our strengths and our weaknesses. And when we come together in community, then we can support each other. I just want to talk a little bit about my